North Stonington had the opportunity to send their high school students to Stonington High, which had ample room for them, which would have eliminated considerable expense for providing a high school in the small town of North Stonington. It also would have saved the state some money. So I was wondering where our two candidates stand on whether that was the right decision to pour that money into renovating a high school, or should decisions be made that are more fiscally prudent in that regard, given the limited state dollars. And I just wanted to hear from both of you, and I'll start with Representative Urban.
You know, Paul, that's a very difficult question. It's a difficult question because I'm the state representative, and I do not want to get into that particular local decision. I'm there to help them. But from my position as an economist and my position dealing with issues up in Hartford, it's very hard when you have a high school that's only 200 kids and you're graduating 45 to 50 a year to continue to get that educational cost-sharing money. Because when you're up in Hartford and you're looking at New Britain and you're looking at Bridgeport, where you have enormous problems with the schools, and they're saying, well, if you guys want a school of 200 kids, then you can pay for it. Because we've got multiple problems in Bridgeport and in Hartford. We have some of the poorest cities in the country. We might have the highest per capita income, but we also have the poorest cities and the biggest achievement gap in the country. So when North Stonington decides that they want their own high school, and I understand that that brings a sense of community. My own son graduated from Wheeler. I had to supplement him a little on some issues, but then, as he always said to me, I was his pain-in-the-butt mom who wanted to be sure that he had more than enough. I'm supportive of what they want, but I also want them to understand that there's a cost to that and that there's going to be an increasing cost as we're looking at this Supreme Court decision. To articulate with Stonington and bring those 200 kids to Stonington. Up in Hartford, I could do all kinds of things to help them as far as reimbursement rates and money, so that you're absolutely right when you say that that would be a boon to us as far as taxes, et cetera, go. I'm absolutely there to help if that was the decision. But the position that I'm in as their state representative, I don't want to take one side or the other. I want to say, here's what I can do when you're going to decide to build your own school, and here's what I can do if you decide to articulate with Stonington.
All right, I want to get a chance to Mr. Mullane to react to the same question.
Oh, okay, but I got to say I'm out of the loop here. I wasn't aware there was a study done and there was actually mathematics of what the savings would be for Stonington, North Stonington, or the state of Connecticut. So I'm a little out of the loop on that. And I don't recall anybody sticking them in front of me, but I get the theme of it, okay? And North Stonington is a very large area, 55 square miles, and to Stonington or anywhere else, it's problematic. There was a traffic issue, which is nebulous, okay? That's not a big deal. But right now, we've developed an education system. If you looked at the marks, we have the best ones in southeastern Connecticut and some of the best marks in the state of Connecticut. And I wasn't involved in the negotiation between North Stongington and Stonington. I was the first selectman for a long time. No one came to me and said, I got a deal for you, okay? And for quite a while, a lot of the schools were saying, we don't want any more because we don't want to get out of capacity. And as time went along, everybody's capacity decreased. So I don't accept these comments that it's cheaper what we didn't do versus what we did do. All I know is our performance is outstanding. And we're not kidding anybody. We're looking at it more than one ways. My children went through it, and they all did very well.
All right.
Okay.
We're going to switch gears then.
Paul, could I just
very briefly, if you could.
I'll respond very briefly to this because, Nick, I came to the Board of Education with an Office of Legislative Research report that laid out exactly the difference in the cost.
All right.
That's all
Thank
I
you.
have to say.
All right.
Why didn't you give me a copy, Diana?
Why weren't you at the meeting, Nick?
Next question is from Ann Baldelli, and it's to Representative Ehrman.